inside this secret world, this kind of different society where people have their own way of communicating, their own rules, and
What is it about your family that you guys are so supportive of each other? Dave's in a movie, and both sisters are coming out to support. You know, how was it growing up that you guys are so tight here in Hollywood, especially Hollywood?
yeah, we're close. We've also fought, rolled around, had, you know, wrestled, bit each other, I mean, played, yeah, this is a hard town, Hollywood, but we're fourth generation actors, and I think our dad struggled a lot. He was a great dad, to support us all as a working actor. And I think we've all been up and down and kind of, just don't take it that seriously, I guess.
Last question. How's your Hulu show going? The Hulu one?
The Hulu one, the Act?
The Act.
Yeah, it's
you
done
for the
really
Act.
well. Yeah, it's done really, really well. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, good talking
He's
to
got
you.
3 more nominations for that.
Oh, really? Okay, well, then it's doing really good.
I know.
Thank you so much. Good seeing you again.
Good to see you.
So yeah, I mean, there's no. Thank you so much.
Hey, Danny, I'm Fernando with FabTV.
Hey, buddy, how you
How's it
doing?
going?
Good.
If I had a wish, it would be to be in The Irishman.
Yeah, I mean, that was my. Well, I didn't know it was going to be called The Irishman, but I had a wish to have a real role in a Scorsese movie with all those guys, De Niro, Pacino, Pesci. And when this came around, I was like, I gotta get a role. I auditioned, and they brought me back 4 times, and they were like, "You're right for the world. We don't know if you're right for this." And then finally, they were like, "All right," and they gave me the role. It was the greatest moment ever.
Dude, what is it about mob films that we love so much?
Because we're not mobsters, and they just seem so glorious. But you want to be a gangster, but you don't want to get in trouble, so you kind of live, curiously through them. You know what I mean? It's a very interesting world. I mean, they did the money, the power, the women, all that stuff. It's appealing to people.
Now, you shot Mobtown before you were on The Irishman.
No, I shot the Irishman February 2018, and I shot this in August 2018.
So, after working on The Irishman, did that influence you, the way you shot, the way you directed Mobtown?
Yes, so, Scorsese, the greatest director of all time, he just has a way of talking to the actors and putting them in a place where it makes you understand this is who your character is, this is what's going on, and gives you the freedom to go out there, improvise. I learned a lot from that, and I try to apply that in my movie.
Very cool, very cool. I just talked to Patricia, and I know Dave Arquette's in it as well.
He's the star.
Yeah, right, of course, he's a star. And look at the support. I mean, Roseanne's coming, and then Patricia's here.
It's
I've never seen a
amazing.
family in Hollywood do this kind of stuff.
David is the greatest guy in the world. He really is. I mean, he couldn't have been nicer, and he deserves it.
How about Robert? What was the inspiration on choosing Robert, too?
Well, he played Vito Genovese once, and he's such a great actor, and he's just so perfect for the role, and he actually looks like him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool. Hey, great talking to you, and good luck with everything, man. It's
Thank you so
awesome.
much.
Congratulations. Hey, bro.
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you. Hold on, look at my camera rolling 1 second.
Sure,
Great
absolutely.
is it to have a cast and have him as one of the leads for the mob?
I like the jacket, man.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
You look like a mobster.
I figured it would be, fitting for, such a historical film.
Now tell us a little bit about
You know
your
what I mean?
character in the film. We know you're
From all the mobster films that are out there, what was like the way what you found the story to make this mob film, to write it? So, what did you use to grab from?
Well, the thing is, this event, it's based on a true story, and, when Danny brought it to me, I was shocked that no one's made a movie about this. It's one of the most pivotal moments in law enforcement history. It changed the way people prosecute mobsters, and it was all happened by this one guy, this one cop. And it's basically like a real-life Rocky story about an underdog cop who no one believes, and he's got everything up against him, and he takes down the 100 biggest gangsters in the world at the time by himself. And it's all a true story. And I was like, how could you not tell this story? It's incredible.
Isn't that kind of crazy when you find a gem like that in Hollywood? Like, they haven't written about this, kind of like the Ford with Ferrari. They never wrote about it,
Right.
and so...
Yeah, Yeah, it's like, it's so rare. The saying is, everything's been done, right? That's what the saying, and it's like, except this.
But it hasn't.
Exactly. And so when you find this diamond in the rough, you got to jump on it and just really like tell a compelling story, which is what we really wanted to do. We didn't want to make it another gangster movie. We wanted to make it about Ed Croswell, about the cop, about his journey, figuring out this event that was going down.
My question of the night is, why are mobster films like we love to watch Goodfellas? Why do we love it so much?
It's a really good question. I think it's because it's like this. I think maybe it's the closest thing that we have to royalty. Like in America, we don't have a monarchy. We don't have like families that run the country. It's always been like a democracy. So when you have like stories about the Mafia, it's the closest thing we have to like this inside group that no one knows about, where it's like mystical and magical and like a secret society. And I think people at the end of the day just want to feel like they're a part of a family. You know?
How come? Okay, check this out. Let's talk about Mafia.
Yeah.
I'm going to name off all like your Chinese, Armenian, all the different mafias, right?
Sure.
But how come the Italians are the coolest mafia?
That's a good question. I think part of it is because there's something just romantic about the Italian culture. The language. It's a romance language, and they love food and they love families, and they're just they're just very glamorous, but they're also blue collar, like they're plumbers and they're electricians and they work with their hands. So I think it's very relatable. But at the end of the day, I think it's because
How about the level of family respect too? Kind of like you don't screw anybody over, a lot of respect, and you kind of live long being a gangster.
And back in the day, if you didn't mess with them, they didn't mess with you. It was like a very closed thing. And yes, they are criminals. Yes, they've done horrendous, horrible crimes, but also they helped their own community, because at the time the Italians were considered lower class citizens, and they needed to kind of enforce and police their own community.
Yep.
So. Yeah.
Great talking to you. Great
you so
answers.
much.
That's why you're the writer.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Great talking to you.
Appreciate it. Nice
Good
to meet you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Watch it tonight at FabTV.
Are you a publicist too? That's another full
And she launched a beauty product.
And she lost what?
Launched a beauty product.
That
Oh,
she
she
has
lost
on
it.
right now.
Oh, wow.
Has it on right now.
Okay, start.
Well, your publicist just told me everything about you.
Armenian blood. That's how it is.
That's how it is. So you're in Mobtown.
Yes.
So what is it about gangster films that people love?
I think it's that, seeing the rise and the fall, right? There's so many elements in mob movies that you see in real life. There's like power and betrayal. But seeing it on a glorified level where it's like over the top, and obviously it's based on real life. So that's the crazy part. You're like, this really happened. Like people really live this way. I don't know, it's fascinating. So
Besides Goodfellas and The Godfather, what mob movies do you like?
I think Scarface.
Good.
That's one of my favorite.
Good.
I just watched The Irishman right now. Danny A is in it. A shout out to him, but Scarface has to be my all-time favorite.
Oh yeah, that's a cult classic. It's
Right.
the best.
I grew up watching that with my dad, so he's not here anymore. So I always it was like our way we bonded. Me as a little girl watching Scarface.
That's good. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Sorry about your dad. So let's talk about. Okay, we talked about the movie a little bit. So how did you get into doing launching a makeup line?
So I launched a beauty product called Glowtopia, which a lot of people are wearing today. I'm very happy to hear that.
Yeah, a lot of people are wearing it.
Right here. And I'm wearing it too. It's basically a face oil. It's clean beauty, and it basically hydrates the skin, makes your skin glow for like an amazing night like this to be on the red carpet.
What is it about Italians, Armenians, Latinos that we talk with our hands?
I don't know, but I feel like I could be all of it, right? Like everyone thinks I'm either Latino or Italian or Armenian. I don't know, but it's so much more fun when you talk with your hands.
No, I know. It's like I can't help. Like I'm even doing this. You gotta use your hands.
You gotta use your hands to really explain what you're doing. We're talking about.
Like about your makeup.
Right.
I'll call you tomorrow.
Tomorrow. I feel like life is so much more fun. It's not that exciting if you don't talk with your hands.
Good. Okay,
You talk with your hands?
I talk with my hands and my feet.
I don't know how that happens, but okay, I'm gonna take a look. Wait, how do you do that?
It's part of my comedy,
Got it.
I'll show you later.
Okay. I think.
Did you have much interaction with Dave Arquette on this film?
I had all my scenes with Jamie-Lynn, and she was amazing to work with. I met David. I actually known David's wife for a long time, but I've known David through the industry, and it's amazing for me to just be in this movie with an amazing cast, BJ Vine and David Arquette, Jamie-Lynn, Jennifer Esposito. So I'm just honored to be here.
If you could describe Louisa in one sentence, what would that sound like?
Armenian.
Okay,
Loud.
besides the obvious, give me a sentence to describe Louisa.
Fun, and a sweetheart. So 2.
And we go way
I
back.
said 2 words. 2 words.
Okay. Yeah, she's a sweetheart. She's fun.
Yeah.
She's one of my hosts, by the way. She's cheating tonight, but it's okay.
You're cheating tonight with another actor.
She's even wearing the FabTV pink, you know.
Got it.
but She couldn't wear the yellow black.
Is this your company?
That's my company.
Oh, how'd you start it?
I used to have another company called Android TV, and
Okay.
I sold that and started this about 5 years ago.
Oh, and how you doing?
We're kicking ass.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I started my career in that aspect as well. I started with the YouTube channel, Holly Scoop, and here I am now with a movie. So you could be.
Yeah. We do a bunch of different stuff.
This could be in your future too.
Right? Yeah. I'd love to have my own makeup line.
You would kill it with makeup.
Yeah.
Kill it.
Oh, I love how she's wrapping me up. She's wrapping me up. Okay. Great talking to you.
Nice to meet you too.
Okay, bye.
Okay.
One more. Wait, just a minute. Okay. Amazing. You're welcome.
Okay.